So this morning we're going to make fish tacos. Just so you know, this recipe you can do fish, chicken, beef, pork, doesn't really matter. For today we're going to do fish tacos, something light, summertime. So for this particular recipe we're going to use, I chose to use flounder. One, it's flaky. Any kind of flaky fish is really good for this recipe. Again, I chose flounder. You can use cod, you can use whiting, you can use slaw, you can use an abundance of different fish. In the recipe I sent everyone, there's a marinade that you can make. It only takes about 15 minutes. I wouldn't do this overnight because the fish will absorb too much of the spice, and it may just become too overwhelming. So you only want to marinate this maybe 15-20 minutes tops. So basically a marinade, and again, this is just a guideline. You don't have to make it this way. Some people don't prefer certain spices. So for this marinade, basically I put chili powder, a little bit of cayenne, paprika, cumin, and lime juice. A little bit of salt. You don't have to put salt if you don't want to. And then I let it marinate, and I actually took it out because I didn't want, you have to add a little oil, mix it all together, and I just took it out from the bowl a little while ago. On my stove, I basically have a pan that is heating up. You can use nonstick, probably the best thing for this. You don't have to add any oil because the fish still has a little bit of oil on there. You don't want it too hot because you don't want to burn the fish. And this fish, depending on how thick it is, this is fairly thin, is going to cook extremely fast. So it's not going to be in this pan too long. And you'll see why in a few minutes. If it breaks apart, it's okay. Meanwhile, get yourself a bowl, and what we're going to do is we're going to start with mayo, and this is going to be the sauce we're going to use. So, 1 spoon of mayo, you don't need much. Put the mayo in there. We're going to put a handful of cilantro, chopped up, doesn't have to be fine, it could be rough. We're going to put about a tablespoon of honey, maybe a little more. Jalapeno, optional, you don't have to put it. I de-seeded it so it's not so spicy. It's just going to give a little kick, but it's not going to be anything crazy. Now, red cabbage, white cabbage, doesn't matter, whatever you guys prefer. For this one I'm doing red. I just like the color. Sometimes I mix it up. So you want to put maybe about a half a head of cabbage. Corn kernels. Don't use the creamy ones. You know, use just niblets or whatever. Drain it out. And we're going to add that. Okay, now to that we're going to add 1 lime. Now the fish is done. Just going to put it to the side, and we're going to juice 1 lime into this. Sometimes if the lime is really hard and you feel like you're not getting any juice out of it, an old trick is put it in a microwave for 10 seconds and you'll be able to get the juice right out of the lime. Okay, I'm going to put, for me, just a pinch of salt. And we're just going to mix this up. And this is basically going to be the corn slaw that we're going to use on top of the fish taco. So make sure you mix up real good, break down that honey, because it's thick. The lime juice will thin it out. I'm going to put a little bit more cilantro. Okay. And that's basically what that looks like. You can see that. corn, cabbage, all those flavors. Again, you can use any type of cabbage you want. You can even use Savoy. Savoy sometimes a little bit sweeter. It's not so pungent. Okay, so we got the slaw done. I got myself some avocados. Very healthy for you. Basically, what we're going to do is, if I can find my spoon, basically I'm just going to take out the avocado. You want to do this at the last minute because you guys know what's going to happen. It's going to turn green, but for this purpose now, I'm going to be making it right now, so no big deal. So basically, as far as the avocado, you can slice it, you can chop it. I'm just going to thin slice it. And that's going to go along with the fish taco. Like so. Okay, we're going to push this to the side. Okay, now we're going to go back to the fish. Pour a little bit. You're not going to make too much color on it. You see it already has color. A lot of that's just the spice. So we're just going to put this fish in this bowl, because then what we're going to do is we're going to break it apart. You don't have to, but it's a little easier and just makes sense. So nothing crazy. Just you can take the edge of the knife, you can take a fork. You're not going to mince it. You're just going to break it up into smaller pieces, like so. So basically, that's what you got in there, just chopped up. Now, as far as the tortilla, many different kinds. You have whole wheat tortillas, flour tortillas, corn tortillas. Now they have multi-grain, spinach, you name it. But for today, we're going to use flour tortillas. So, this out of the way. You can make a couple of these at a time. In this case, I'm going to make 4. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of fish, just like so. Don't have to put a lot because you have a lot of other ingredients that are going in here. Also, a lot of times I also put chopped tomato on top of this as well for a little freshness. Really good like that. And then we're going to take a little bit of the slaw and we're going to put it right on top. Now there's going to be a little bit of liquid on the bottom. It's okay. It's not going to make it too soggy. If you have too much liquid in here, add a little bit more mayo, and that'll solve that. Now we're going to take some avocado. Some nice avocado on there. You can put as much as you like. It's healthy for you. Better alternative than butter. And it's good fat. Okay. Just like that. Okay, now I have one more line. This one we're really not going to juice. This one we're just going to serve as a wedge. So I'm just wedging them, get them ready. I also have sour cream. Optional, it's up to you guys if you want to put sour cream or not. A little bit, gives a little bit of flavor, tastes good with it. And I'm just going to take just a little bit of sour cream right in the middle. You can also put it on the side if you just want to dip it. Yeah, I still have a little bit of cilantro left, a
little bit of that freshness right on top.
And this, you don't have to wrap it or anything, you're just gonna basically pinch it. This is the fun part because now you gotta use a million different hands to do this. But you'll get the hang of it. I could probably fit the last one there. Oh, basically, like that. And there you have it. Fish tacos. Also, if you don't want to use flour tortillas, you don't want to use the soft tortillas, you can use the crunchy corn tortillas like the normal taco. It also works very well with that. My wife sometimes will take the corn tortilla, the hard shell, put the soft shell inside the hard shell, and then put the all the ingredients we just did, and it just gives a little bit of that texture. It's really good like that too.